let's talk about branding for a second and visual identity, because I feel like that's something that you have locked in. And I feel like it's something also that a lot of artists neglect. I feel like we think about our sound and, what we want our music to sound like, but I feel like the visual identity is just as important, and having that be consistent across your social media and across your music, so it all is cohesive. I feel like you have that dialed in, like your music is cohesive with your visual identity, and that carries across your social media. Like when you go to your social, it's like it's clear, like, okay, this is what he's doing. Like I was on a consultation call with this dude Mauricio Reese, who he used to manage Jesse Reyes, and he does a podcast as well. And that's one thing. He was a critique for me. He was saying is like, having a kind of a brand identity and that type of thing. And so I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on how you kind of arrived at the visual kind of identity too. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's important, and I feel like it's something that not a lot of, or not enough artists pay enough attention to.
Yeah. I think so much of it probably honestly comes out of the kind of storytelling I've been doing, my entire adult life, like being in acting and having time in music. You learn a little bit from each one, and you absorb a little bit of that, and realize, especially when it comes to film and television, the storytelling is in the writing, in the scenic design, in the actors, the director that's helping shape it. There's so many elements, and they're all just as important. And so coming into music, I mean, I really honestly, like coming back to music, I've approached it as a screenwriter in a lot of ways. Most of my songs, I've had people say, it just feels like I'm watching a movie every time I listen to one of your songs. I'm like, that's probably because I've spent, like 15 years acting and everything. And so it's going to rub off on there. And the visual side of it, it's funny because I've always battled when it comes to brand. Because whenever somebody says brand, me being the nerdy artist I am, there's like my spine tries to jump out of the back of my neck and crawl across the room. And I used to it used to bother me, but I realized it would only bother me because there's so many people that I knew that thought brand before they even knew what they were. And it's like, how can you have a brand if you don't even know what it is you're offering? And so for me, it's the most organic that it's ever come about, because I know exactly where I'm drawing from. I mean, I'm sitting here with Johnny Cash on my shirt and his mugshot. Like, Johnny Cash is so integral to me. And he talked about, he was the Man in Black, the original Man in Black. And he talked about, in a time of plaid cowboys, he's like, I ain't gonna be that plaid cowboy. I wear black for the downtrodden, the brokenhearted, the people left behind, the poor, the imprisoned. It was this sense of mourning and this iconic stepping into, I will bear this for you and I will be your voice. And as I just listened to more Johnny Cash and really his philosophy as much as his music, because I'm so philosophical in my approach to everything, that's really where I started to land. Because I'm like, I own and carry this moniker of six-string guillotine because my music comes from a place of rage and anger at the injustice that is constantly being pelted on us from basically 13 families in this country. And it was this element of I take what he gave me and then I try to build on it. When I look at country music, I don't see anybody that looks like me. So why am I going to try to look like what doesn't represent me in the first place? I'm not interested in conforming to rooms that weren't built for me. If I'm going to step in there, I'm going to stand out on my business. And so it feels like an act of defiance stepping out on a stage with this Stetson hat, because good old boys have certain thoughts about that.
Right.
But then they forget, and I like to remind them just with my presence that the first cowboys were black. That's why they were called cowboys and not steermen. It was a derogatory phrase, but doing what we do, we made that shit so cool. They came back and they're like, second thought, we want to take that.
Yes.
We want to take that and own it and make it our own. And so there's that element where I am trying to muster that man in black that Johnny Cash, he set the bar so impossibly high. But, I'll be damned if I don't try to honor that. But I'm going to put all this drip on me because we shine.
Yeah.
And for me, there is a continuation of, I wear all black because there are things to mourn. But this gold is a symbol of, they hate us because they mad that they don't shine like us. They have to build power and stack bread because they think that'll make up for the fact that they don't have any substance or any flavor. We have that flavor. We shine because we're the ones that are standing in the light.